Welcome to This Morning with Maggie Morlath and Hannah Perrin.
Hi everybody and welcome to This Morning. It's a beautiful Thursday morning, March 31st, 2016. I'm Maggie Morlath.
And I'm Hannah Perrin. It is a beautiful day today, Maggie, and we have such a beautiful show for you as well.
That's right, we have a star-studded show for you this morning. We talked to Meg LaFauve, the writer of Inside Out. If you haven't seen this movie, you definitely should go watch it. It's animated, it's adorable, and Meg is going to tell us why everybody can enjoy it.
Yes, now Meg just won the Oscar for Best Animated Feature Film for this movie. I saw it right when I came out, and I've seen it 4 times since then. It's great, it's amazing for the family, it's so funny, and I cry every time.
Yeah, I saw it with my parents and my older brother. It sounds silly, but it's definitely a movie you need to see with family.
It is, and we have more from the red carpet. We're going to be seeing some of this year's Oscar fashions right here in the studio. Some of our amazing reporters and crew are getting all dolled up and showing us their gowns.
That's right, I've been saying for so long that I really want to play dress up with everyone, so I'm happy that it's finally happening. We have a fashion expert coming into studio to show us red carpet looks for a much cheaper price.
Wow, I cannot wait. We've been trying to play dress up with everybody for such a long time, and now we finally get to see that. And this morning we also have the deaf actress from the hit Fox show, Scream Queens. Whitney Meyer is an all-star figure skater turned actress. She's going to be telling us all about how she followed her dreams right to Hollywood. But first, Maggie, we're going to turn back time a little bit. Look at this picture that Cher posted of her and her mother. She posted this to her Instagram with the caption, "This is what 70 and 90 looks like in my family. Mom has no makeup on." What do you think?
Absolutely incredible. They both look so amazing. Cher is actually jumping the gun a little bit. She doesn't turn 70 until the end of May, but her mom, Georgia, actually followed up to this photo saying that going to the gym well into her 80s is how she continues to look so great.
And I can barely get to the gym now. Cher must be following in her mother's footsteps because she has not changed a bit since Burlesque came out, what, 6 years ago?
My goodness, probably. I mean, I don't even think she's changed that much since she was in her 20s in the Sonny and Cher days. But she's still got plenty of time left. I think she has enough time for an EGOT.
An EGOT?
Yeah, so an EGOT is when you win an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony.
Wow, so kind of like a jack of all trades.
Right, well, she won the Oscar back in 1988 for Moonstruck.
Oh, what a great movie with that famous scene, "Snap out of it!" Love
exactly.
it.
And she also won her Emmy in 2003 for her Farewell Tour music special and her Grammy for Best Dance Recording for Believe.
So that just leaves what, a Tony?
Yeah, basically.
Well, I did hear there is a Cher musical coming out, so maybe she can get on stage when she turns 70.
It's definitely possible, and if there's anyone to believe in, it's definitely Cher.
Of
but
course.
First, we're going to see what This Morning and the rest of the last day of March has in mind for the weather. We're going to Rosalia Fodera to see what's going on. Rose?
Thanks. April showers are coming a little bit earlier this year. We're looking at storm fronts that are moving all across the country today. If it isn't raining yet, it might start in the next few hours. We're looking at an 80% chance of precipitation down the East Coast all the way to Wisconsin and Louisiana. From there, Midwest states from Minnesota to Utah will also have about a 60 to 65% chance of precipitation today, but it'll be much lighter than what we're looking at towards the east. I would definitely bring an umbrella out with you this morning no matter where you live. Temps around the country are a bit above average today, which is a silver lining in all the rain clouds we'll be seeing. Right now in the 50s in New England and up to 75 in Chicago and the middle of the country. Towards the south, we're reaching the mid-80s, and down the west coast, we're seeing temps in the 70s this morning. More good news is that the air quality across the country is certainly good. That's all that's happening across the U.S. Let's see what's going on outside your door this morning.
Thanks, Rose. We're in the clear for rain right now, but we are feeling the winds definitely. We've got about 27-mile-an-hour winds with 50-degree temperatures, and those temperatures will increase throughout the day, and it'll feel especially warm here in the Commonwealth. We're looking at temperatures in Boston right now at 45 degrees. Like I said, these will be warming up into the afternoon. The high winds that we're feeling here in Boston are going to be even stronger towards western Mass into Worcester and Springfield. The wind chill is going to make those temperatures a little more chilly in the high 30s, just reaching 40 degrees in Springfield. We're also feeling higher winds towards the sea in the Cape, bringing temps down to the high 30s as well. Southern Massachusetts, Fall River, New Bedford, and Providence, Rhode Island are feeling temperatures in the middle of the 40s right now. Now, if you're heading out to brunch or getting a late start going to work, you could be dodging those raindrops. Now, the high temperatures from this morning will steadily increase into the afternoon, and I'll talk more about that later. Back to you guys in the studio.
Maggie, I am so happy that I don't have to bundle up in a big winter jacket anymore.
Oh, I know. I love my scarves and my hats. So cute, but need a little change in weather, I think.
Definitely.
Now, a few weeks back when those scarves and hats were still necessary, Reis met up with the new television star, Whitney Meyer. Now, Meyer has had a crazy year. She's a deaf figure skater who just came back from filming with Jamie Lee Curtis, Ariana Grande, and Emma Roberts, all on the award-winning show, Scream Queens.
Wow, what a cast. Now, Whitney is a deaf figure skater, and Hunter got to ask her how she made the transition to actress and what challenges she faced as a person with a hearing impairment.
A lot of deaf people get treated like they can't do anything, but you can. You have to believe in yourself. Go out there and work hard. You gotta work twice as hard as everybody else. I just hope I can be inspirational.
On TV, she's known as Deaf Taylor Swift. Whitney Meyer met stardom last year when she guest starred on the hit show Scream Queens. Now, she's inspiring young people who look up to her as both an actress and a figure skater.
Some people think deaf people can't do this, they can't do that, but I mean, it's up to you to show them, prove people wrong.
Meyer proves people wrong every day. She's only 20 years old, and she is well on her way to accomplishing her dreams. Dreams that are much more ambitious than those of many people who are not in the deaf community.
The ideal role would be to play myself. I want something difficult so that I can have fun with it. As of right now, I think I want to accomplish inspiring people.
As Meyer auditions and continues to prepare for her next big role, she enjoys her time she gets to spend on ice. It does not bother her when people call her Deaf Taylor Swift, and though she enjoyed the time she spent on the Scream Queen set, she wants to be known as an actress and figure skater, not a deaf actress or deaf figure skater. I'm Hunter Reis.
We are going to take a short break, and when we come back, we'll head on over to Hollywood, where our entertainment experts talk to winners from this year's Academy Awards.
We'll be back with more from This Morning.
All right, from the awards to comedic monologues, the Oscars are the biggest night in Hollywood.
This year marks the 88th Annual Academy Awards. Welcome back to This Morning.
Do you usually watch the Oscars, Hannah?
Oh, Maggie, I never miss them. The MTV Awards, the Oscars, all of the award shows are just so much fun.
Oh, I definitely agree. My favorite part, though, I have to say, is watching the celebrity reaction shots.
Oh, definitely. With people like Chrissy Teigen, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, they always have the best facial expressions. And, I'm not one to brag, but I'm pretty great at predicting the winners.
Oh, really? Well, did you think Spotlight would take home Best Picture this year?
Well, no, but I was pretty confident that Leonardo DiCaprio would win Best Actor once and for all,
You've guessed that every time he's nominated, though.
Well, I was right this time.
Well, while Hannah and I continue to discuss Leonardo DiCaprio, we're going to go to our Oscars correspondents, Hunter Reis and Priscilla Ligouri in Hollywood.
They talked to nominees and a few winners from this year's Academy Awards.
It's the biggest award show in Hollywood.
It's all about Oscar and the glamour, red carpet and the stars.
Welcome to Hollywood. I'm Hunter Reis.
And I'm Priscilla Ligouri. We might be in Tinseltown, but one of the award's biggest movies came right out of Boston.
That's right, the movie Spotlight portrays how the Boston Globe's investigative team reported on widespread sexual abuse in the Roman Catholic Church.
Taking a true story and adapting it to the silver screen is not an easy process, especially when dealing with the intense subject matter portrayed in Spotlight. I sat down with Spotlight producer Blythe Faust to learn what made this true story an Oscar-nominated picture.
It started with the Boston Globe, and I think that to us was a big aha moment in that it was a way in to tell this incredibly heartbreaking story, but in a way that would be where we could do an entertaining, informative, narrative feature.
Meeting the actual people, Spotlight is based on help the production team bring the film to life.
So many of us had heard about the story and read about it in newspapers, but I think not until you actually sit there with them, hear their true account, or like personal account of how it all came to be, that it takes on a whole other dimension.
And it was very important to Faust to be accurate when retelling the story.
What you see is really what happened, and I think that was incredibly important for us in terms of getting the story right and making sure that it had the impact that it did. And I think that making sure that we were as true to reality as possible is incredibly important in achieving that.
The greatest award Faust could receive from working on Spotlight isn't an Oscar.
Beyond any awards, anything, any accolades that the film has received, I think that impact, like knowing that the film has had the impact that it has in terms of the cultural, the dialogue on this, not only domestically but also internationally, and the effect that it has on the survivors is the greatest reward, truly, that any of us could ever receive.
Faust plans to continue working on films based on true stories. Back to you, Hunter and Priscilla.
Before a movie hits the big screen, it has to hit paper.
That's right, Hunter. Writer Meg LaFauve told reporter Rosalia Fodera how she had her hand in the Pixar animated film Inside Out.
To some, it may just be an animated movie, but to Oscar-nominated writer Meg LaFauve, it's a whole lot more.
By the time you're a parent and you have children, you're seeing all other layers of the movie. So that is Pete Docter's genius, that he was able to find a story and communicate it on all those levels.
When director Pete Docter approached Meg LaFauve with the plot for his movie, she knew right away she wanted to be involved.
When he told me he wanted to do a movie about the importance of sadness, and that sadness is what connects people, I just thought that was such a profound idea to put out into the world that I remember sitting at the table thinking, I have to somehow be part of this movie. I have to help him do this.
The movie has become a phenomenon of its own, from dolls to clothes. But it's the message the movie sends that's more important. When LaFauve gets feedback about the film from people she doesn't even know, it makes her work worthwhile.
I had a woman walk up at a function and say that she works for LA County, and she works in the trauma unit, and she goes in the night of the trauma. And she has made her job so much easier because she can immediately talk to the kids and find out what's happening inside of them. And that is such an amazing ripple to go out into the world that that's the best part of it.
It hasn't only touched strangers. LaFauve sees the movie's message working in her own life with her own children.
My other son is a special needs student and a special needs kid, and it's given us a way to talk about what's going on inside of him. So just like everybody else, I'm using it to parent and to know myself better too.
LaFauve had fun writing it, but it was hearing the actors voice the lines she wrote that made it come to life.
It comes to life when Amy Poehler starts talking as Joy. It's just so spectacularly exciting.
Inside Out is also up for Best Animated Feature Film. Back to you, Hannah and Priscilla.
Fans have been filling movie theaters to see how the 7th Star Wars film is different than the rest.
I spoke with editors Marianne Brandon and Mary Jo Marquis about their work on Star Wars The Force Awakens.
I really liked that scene where sort of actually another one of the great quotes, that's not how the Force works. That little scene was very fun to cut.
The editors couldn't talk about deleted scenes because they will be extras on the DVD, but they did say fans will enjoy them.
All the deleted scenes were fun to cut, and there are a couple of them that are gems, and I think the people will it'll be a lot of fun to see.
I mean, yeah, they weren't cut because they weren't good scenes. They were just cut to try to make the film as lean as it could be.
The casting crew went on a 2-week hiatus when Harrison Ford broke his leg filming the movie. Brandon explained that this time out of production was actually a huge help.
We got a chance to look back on everything that was shot, and there was some rethinking and some restaging and reshooting of stuff that actually got a lot better.
Brandon and Marquis said that many people don't hire female editors for action, science fiction, or superhero movies. They were happy to show that women can edit any genre.
I think if we've done anything to help women in those areas, I'm really super proud of that.
And we're very lucky that JJ's not a gender-biased person. I mean, he really never had any hesitation about having us do this kind of work.
To bring a movie to life, you need more than actors and a script. There's also a set and sometimes costumes that transport you back in time.
Ellie Romano visited the Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandise to see how costume designer of the Danish Girl, Paco Delgado, was inspired.
The Danish Girl takes place in 1920s Copenhagen. The costume designer of the film, Paco Delgado, not only has to create period piece clothing, but also a feminine look for the male protagonist who identifies as a woman. I sat down with the designer to discuss what inspired his Oscar-nominated looks.
I took inspiration from the big designers of the period, like Jean Lanvin and Paul Poiret and Coco Chanel.
The actual people the story is based on also provided fuel to Delgado's inspiration.
Because these people were real people that existed, then it was a lot of photography and paintings already, and that because they were painters, then it was already a big chunk of material that it was very useful for us.
Delgado also faced the challenge of turning a man into a woman.
Obviously, we were really worried to see, how we could portray Eddie as a believable woman, and we didn't want to create a caricature, because sometimes it happens in movies that you see this, people playing other genders, and it's never very satisfactory, I think.
However, the designer says lead Danish Girl actor Eddie Redmayne made the feat of tastefully dressing a transgender possible.
It was very good because, the thing is, if you have an actor that is very collaborative and, as Eddie is, and very generous with his time and his ideas, then it's very easy. And I think, it has been like a really sort of like a natural process. It hasn't been like very stressful. It could have been very stressful, but it wasn't.
Delgado's designs will be on display here until April 30th. His work is featured among over 100 costumes representing 2015's most noticeable films.
Movie stars don't just get awards on Oscar night, they eat award-winning food thanks to Wolfgang Puck.
Rosalia Fodera met with the chef in his kitchen to see what he was cooking up for Hollywood's biggest names.
Wolfgang Puck is in charge of creating the menu for the Governor's Ball. Everything from Oscar-shaped food to mac and cheese is on it.
We balance our dinner between comfort food and innovation, because we have people like Barbra Streisand or John Travolta, they come and they ask for the chicken pot pie. Or a lot of people love our macaroni and cheese. Now every year we also make potatoes with caviar, and our smoked salmon Oscars, our golden Oscars. We make new things too, like this year we have beignets here. For example, this is a beignet butter, and instead of frying it, we make it on this machine. And then we serve it with raspberry puree, cooked with champagne and a little crème anglaise.
Warn me to stand back, so
I warn you,
standing back.
Yeah. All right, so what we do before serving them is we put a little raspberry brandy on top, and then we light them up. Wow. And then, when this is finished, we eat them.
Just like that?
Just like that, with a little sauce. We got beautiful crabs from Alaska here. You can see this one here. So we're gonna make that a little Chinese style, with some shrimps and some scallops from Boston. Seafood from Boston is very good.
If your mouth is watering, don't worry. You don't have to win an Oscar to eat that fabulous food. You can cook with Wolfgang Puck in your kitchen at his online school.
All of that looked so delicious.
It really did, Maggie. I'm kind of hungry now.
I know, but right now we're actually here with Devon, our fashion expert, who's going to tell us a little bit more about Hollywood fashion on and off the red carpet. Welcome, Devon.
Thank you for having me.
Of course.
Thank you for being
Yes,
here.
Thank you. So what kind of trends have you noticed this year, and how have they sort of translated onto the red carpet?
Right. This year I noticed a lot of people actually like to match the red carpet. We saw a lot of red tones. Mega stars like Charlize Theron and Chrissy Teigen wore red dresses on the red carpet.
Yeah, definitely saw a lot of deep red dresses.
I feel like it would clash with the carpet a little bit.
If you accessorize it the right way with complementary jewelry or a different color heel, it doesn't really clash with it as much as you would think.
Right, and I think those celebrities own it. There's no clashing with them.
Very true.
And stars like Charlize and Chrissy always seem to look so great on the carpet.
Oh yeah, they pull it off.
Yeah.
But now, those dresses I'm sure are very expensive, but we have some dresses here today that aren't so bad, right?
Oh, no, not at all. We have dresses from all different retailers at such a great price.
Right. So some of the models we see today,
some of them are very own reporters.
Right. Will any of them be wearing red?
Yes, actually our first model, Ellie Romano, is wearing her red carpet best.
Oh, wow. Ellie, it has such a great fit on you. It really complements your neckline.
Oh, I love that dress. Yeah, the neckline is gorgeous. Very simple, but it's beautiful.
It's a Calvin Klein dress, and it's priced at $100 from Lord & Taylor. It's a nice crimson color that is made to be flattering.
Actually, this is very similar to what Jennifer Lawrence wore a few years ago, right?
Yeah, Jennifer's dress, the first time she was ever on the red carpet in 2010, was very similar to this.
And next we have Priscilla showing us another gown from the red carpet.
Right, this dress was actually bought from a department store. Get this, only $16.
What?
Yeah, only
Really?
$16. 16.
Wow.
16. I would think at least $100 for that.
At
Come
least.
on.
It comes with its own bedazzled neckline. You don't need jewelry.
Yeah, that's actually huge right now with having the jewels on the dress itself. I love that.
She has a matching sapphire ring that she picked up from Kay Jewelers that perfectly complements her dress.
It's awesome. I've
Yeah.
actually heard that jewel tones are huge this season.
Yeah, they are. Sapphires, rubies, emeralds, they're all in right now. Her shoes can be bought on discount from DSW, actually for only $60.
That's awesome.
Awesome. The whole outfit is under $100. I love that. Any dress I can get, any whole outfit I can get for under $100, I'm in. I am a huge bargain shopper, so I'm all about this outfit simply for the price.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I still can't believe too, the shoes are like triple the price of the dress.
Mhm.
That's crazy. And now next we have, well, it's not quite a red carpet look, right?
Right, it's more of an after party look actually.
You know, and sometimes I feel the after party dress is so much harder to pick than the actual red carpet dress.
Right. You don't want to outshine your red carpet dress, but you still want to make a statement. You want something that's easy to move around in, but still glamorous. This selection is from BCBG, priced at $75. It's a pink color, so we're still going with that warm tone that was really popular on the red carpet. Both the shoes and the jewelry are from Forever 21. The heels are about $20, and the matching teal necklace is $15. It complements the pink really well.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It does. I'm surprised they go together, but it just looks so natural and perfect.
Yeah,
I
you
love
wouldn't
it.
think those colors would go together, but it's very in
And I love the big chunky necklace. It really shows
Yep.
she's here and ready to party, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
That's an after party look.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, and thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you.
today, Devon. We really appreciate
Yeah,
it.
I had a great time.
Actually, Hannah and I are going to have to go out to the store and get some of our own red carpet bargain buys, I think, to go out for our next girls' night.
Oh, I love it. Hopefully we can get our crew to dress us up because they looked so amazing today.
They really did. They looked gorgeous. But actually, right now, we're going to have to take a few selfies with our friends
and take a quick break.
When we come back, we'll see some news for you on the sports front. See you soon on This Morning.
Welcome back to This Morning. Now, Maggie and I have been talking a lot about the upcoming month of April.
That's right, March has been nice, but personally, I'm ready for April. It's one of my favorite months, and it all starts tomorrow with April Fool's Day.
Yes, easily one of the most stressful days here in the studio. You always have to be on your toes, especially with Maggie around.
Now, Hannah, I don't want to give anything away, but I will say that I do know your schedule tomorrow, and it's definitely a day that you will not forget.
Honestly, bring it on, Maggie. This show might be televised, but after tomorrow, you'll never want to show your face again. April Fool's Day is always great fun, but April is also time for a bit more of warmer weather and spring cleaning.
That's right, and it is also the beginning of baseball season.
You're right, Maggie, and one of the baseball teams has been on a competitive roller coaster ride this past few seasons.
Right, the Boston Red Sox came in last place in the league the past 2 years after winning the World Series back in 2013. Now they're looking to turn it around. We're going to reporter Malcolm Kelner, who is live at the historic Fenway Park, to tell us about their upcoming season. Malcolm, what can you tell us about the upcoming season for the Boston Red Sox?
Well, Maggie, with a new general manager and a beefed-up pitching staff, the Red Sox are primed for a bounce-back season. They think they have what it takes to make a World Series run, and their fans could not agree more.
Opening day. It's when all 30 teams are in first place and all have World Series dreams. On Yawkey Way, those dreams shine bright for the Boston Red Sox.
I think this season's going to be really good with the additions of the new closer that we have. I think it's going to be outstanding, bringing Price in as a starter. He'll be our #1 starter. We obviously have a very solid bench for being able to bat. So I think this will be another year. This will be a win, and a World Series win 2016.
That closer is arguably the best one in baseball, Craig Kimbrell, who new general manager Dave Dombrowski acquired via trade over the offseason. And by signing starter David Price to a 7-year deal, the Sox have their ace locked in for years to come. While most of the offense will be the same as last season, that's certainly not a bad thing, especially with David Ortiz, Big Papi, coming back for one final year.
You have an ace now, closer, great lineup, Big Papi's retirement tour, so it'll be a really fun year just to be at the ballpark, and they're going to win a lot of games.
The Sox will begin their season Monday at Cleveland and will have their home opener here at Fenway on April 11th versus the Orioles. Tickets will be hard to come by. The game is already sold out. Reporting at Fenway Park, I'm Malcolm Kelner.
The Red Sox will begin the regular season on the road Monday, April 4th against the Cleveland Indians, and then they'll come here for the home opener a week later against the Baltimore Orioles. Hope you've got your tickets already because the game is already sold out. Think there's any excitement for the season? Reporting live outside Fenway Park, I'm Malcolm Kelner. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Malcolm, and we're going to continue on the sports front from America's pastime to one of America's newer, more quirkier sports. Reporter Jim Cain is going to tell us about none other than pickleball.
Right, did you hear about the kitchen yet?
No.
Stay out of the kitchen.
No, that's not your mom telling you dinner's not ready. That's one of the most important rules of pickleball. The kitchen is an area on the court that you can't cross unless the ball is there first.
You know, tennis, the big thing is go to the net and slam it. Pickleball, you have to stay back. If you look in the court out there, there's a line that's about 5 feet back from the net. You cannot go in the kitchen unless the ball goes there first.
Pickleball combines many elements of ping pong, badminton, and tennis. Players use a wooden paddle and a wiffle ball to try to score points by hitting the ball over a small net. And don't be alarmed if the rules seem confusing.
It's pretty easy to pick up. I think it's good for people who are advanced, good for people who are beginners.
The rules seem like they're kind of tricky at first. It seems very confusing actually, but it's really not. It's very easy.
Players say the sport is an opportunity not only to exercise, but also to socialize.
I've met a lot of great people, made a lot of new friends here. This is a sport where you can keep moving and you can play at your own level.
It's hugely social. Like, I know so many people that I had never met through pickleball.
And whether you play 2-on-2 or 1-on-1, things can heat up between the lines.
It can be very competitive, or it cannot be. You can play it either way. You know, I have a tendency to get competitive no matter what, whether I try to or not.
This summer will mark the 3rd straight year that pickleball will be a part of the Massachusetts Senior Games. From Birch Meadow Middle School, I'm Jim Cain.
What a strange sport. I think we could totally play a game of pickleball though, Hannah.
Oh, we we would dominate that field. You know, but we'd have to be on the same team.
Okay, I can play a mean game of tennis, but I don't know the first thing about badminton.
Well, I've played ping pong a few times too, and the cool thing about pickleball is that you play it inside on a court, so rain or shine, you're good to go.
That's right, it's much more attractive on a rainy day. Well, let's see if the first 5 days of April will be good pickleball days. We're going to turn to your local weather to see your 5-day forecast as well as what's up for the rest of the day.
Thanks, guys. Like I was saying earlier, the temperatures will only get higher as we get closer to noon. Highs today are getting to the mid-60s starting at noon and continuing throughout the day. We'll be getting up to 64 here in Boston around 2 p.m., even higher in southern Massachusetts, with Fall River and New Bedford getting up to 67. Western Mass is going to pick up a bit as well, around 60, and Hyannis and the Cape raising to around 54. Provincetown, right at the tip of the Cape, will get around 52 today. We can blame the wind chill. The wind is going to keep coming at around 28 miles per hour at the highest, but good news, we might be dodging the rain altogether today here in the Commonwealth. We won't be as lucky tomorrow, though. We'll be seeing rain throughout the day, but on the bright side, you know what they say, April showers bring May flowers. Temps tomorrow will be around the same as today. We're seeing a high of about 65. Saturday will bring a slight chance of rain in the afternoon. Hopefully we can dodge that one as well. Sunday is going to be pretty windy, and this is where it hurts. We're looking at a slight chance of snow accompanying that. Highs of 39 that day with a low of 23, so don't pack away those winter coats just yet. Monday is going to bring cold temps as well, but luckily no more snow. We're seeing highs in the high 30s and lows in the high 20s. Tuesday is going to be even colder, and we might actually be seeing a mix of rain and snow. We'll continue to update you on the weather into tomorrow. Now back to you guys in the studio. I'm Jesse Sterge.
Well, it has been a pleasure to spend this morning with you all.
Thank you so much for watching this morning. Make sure you come back tomorrow for all of our April Fool's Day shenanigans.
I'm going home to prepare right now, Maggie, so you better bring your A game. I'm Hannah Perrin.
And I'm Maggie Morlath. See you soon.